Welcome to Board Ghost, a story podcast with games as the engine.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there, or has it been forever? 'Cause dying don't agree with me, no. Dying don't agree with me, no. All you board ghosts, come with me, we're going home.
We believe you're out there, hungry for stories for shared experience. We can't see you, can't hear you, and yet we'll play for you. This night's offering is Fiasco. Our humble players,
Brian Jones.
Ken Breeze.
and me, John Holt. Let's set the scene. Ken, what is Fiasco?
Oh man, Fiasco is a sick-ass game. It is like a movie. If you like movies, you'll like Fiasco. Specifically, if you like Coen brother movies. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay. Really what it means is a mystery wrapped in absurdist events, I guess is the best way to put it. So Fiasco is a game where you establish relationships between the players, and then you have scenes between each player as you move forward through the story. So you really need to choose a play set, that is where your game will take place, what sort of genre.
So News Channel 6 is a playset written by Chris Norwood. So now we've got an episode grid that we built out using the dice. If you want to find out more about how we built this grid, listen to our Fiasco Primer episode. Between Brian and John, their relationship is they're both on the Action 6 News team. One is a tired mentor and the other an ambitious protege. Between Ken and Brian, they're in an us versus them relationship. One of them is the star of a locally produced Channel 6 show, so it's sort of them against the world. Between John and Ken, there's an intimate relationship. They're not fooling around, but everyone thinks they are. There's also a need on the table to get famous by finally getting the recognition of a human interest story. There's also a need to make a difference by bringing down God's wrath on this wicked heathen society. There's one object in the mix, a secret. Someone has a contract with another station. In this game, it's generally good to just sort of define things loosely and let the game play out. But when you're playing with three players like we are, we may get a little more pre-game gaming just to kind of nail down where everything is so it flows well. But we'll kind of feel that out as we go. And we've taken index cards and written all our little things down on it. We'll put a picture of this up on our Tumblr, or if you're watching us on YouTube, we may have photos of that available. And then what we do is fold one of those index cards in half to make one of those little TP tent kind of things, little triangle structure, and just like a name tag, write the name of your character on there. We can talk about it before if we want to, before like we figure out what relationships are, what our genders are, that sort of stuff. And then sometimes it's good as you get more details about your character to just noodle them on the back for yourself, to sort of say, here are my character details, or just have a second card where you kind of noodle down character details.
That's what I've been doing since the beginning, actually, that we started.
Cool.
I have a little character card that I've just been scrawling my notes on with a pencil. Yeah. I'm going to be playing, I believe, I've been inspired to play as a fitness guru who's on the rise. I think I'm going to be playing a female named, I'm having tough, I want her to have like a name that's not a last name, like she's known by her like name, like I don't know, like Teflon Jane or something like that, you know, where she has like that sort of folksy local name where no one knows her outside of town, but that's like her name to everybody, is like that that persona. So she really is taking it on.
Maybe it's good to do the like given name quotation marks, like
right,
pen, like
you could
moniker she goes by, then last name, so that way you're like Ken the man,
right,
Brees,
right.
And so when people are like, it's Ken the man, or our man Ken, like that's
sure.
But then people who know you are just like, yo, Brees, what's going on? Like that.
Sure.
There can be those two levels of discourse. So Brian, before to get my name down, what are you like? We have this sort of tired mentor / ambitious protege. Which do you feel like you are? Your character?
I I could be the protege.
Okay, so I'll be the tired Mendor.
Mendor.
We're
not.
Mendor.
I am the tired Mendor.
We're not in Middle Earth, man.
I will bring my sleepiness to the entire world.
What is your name?
Clint
Awesome.
Salisbury. Clint Salisbury, Channel 6 Action News.
And I am the ambitious Brock Stone.
What's at stake? Learn what Chuck's or Clint Salisbury.
Clint Salisbury.
Clint Salisbury is really good. I am going as Carly the Curl Smith.
Nice.
So Carly or the Curl. And so I'm a fitness guru. I am friends with Brock. And I feel like Brock works out a lot. And
Yep.
so I feel like we're gym buddies. I think that you should be like the main anchor or whatever. So I'm always trying to talk you up to try and that you need to get to that next level. Yep. And obviously I need to get to that next level where I finally get my own segment, obviously, where I get famous.
And I'll be the tired sort of like I'm the king anchor. I just have seniority and
You're Clint Salisbury, man.
Clint Salisbury.
You run this town.
20 years on Channel 6 with Clint Salisbury. I am this town.
Exactly.
I am the news. And I am Brock Stone. And I'm ambitious and vain. I care about my looks and I'm willing to do anything to succeed. I'm conniving. I'm trying to maybe even unseat. I don't know. Who knows? This old man. I don't know.
So we've got the need to get famous, and we've also got the need to make a difference
In a very interesting way.
Very, very specific by bringing down the wrath of God on these heathens. These wicked heathens. So, all right, sweet. So yeah, Carly is super fit. She's super bubbly. And she's not only called the Curl because she does fat, awesome, amazing curls with her biceps and triceps, but she has beautiful, like curly hair, like almost like a doll or something like that. So
Like Shirley Temple
yeah,
or
like a
something.
Shirley Temple curl. Yeah, totally curly hair.
And maybe the reason everyone thinks you and I are fooling around is because like you're flirty.
I'm super flirty with
like
you.
I'm an old pervy man.
Yeah.
And we just kind of
Yeah.
we just have this work relationship that everyone misinterprets.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's a political thing where it's like I know by being close with you in this way that I have some sort of cachet with the rest of these producers and sound people and makeup people and whatever.
And I'm just of an older generation that doesn't like one feels a little bit untouchable. So like, who's going to come down on me for sexual harassment?
Yeah.
But at the same time is like,
so this secret here, the secret is the key, right? I always like to refer back to these things because I forget really easily. So our secret is a contract someone just signed to jump ship and join Channel 11. So that secret, I feel like, is really propelling our story here at the beginning, at least. So I don't know which one of us or who is doing that, and I don't even think we need to know that right now. But that is what's hanging over this entire situation, right?
Yeah.
That we're sort of creating for ourselves.
Yep.
all right. So let's let that figure out as we go. Like,
so yeah, you and I, we're out. Everyone thinks that we're sleeping together. So you think we're sleeping together, Brock Stone?
Sure.
Yeah. Even though we are not sleeping together, we're buddies. Maybe
Right.
you want to sleep with me, possibly.
Maybe
I want to sleep with you, possibly.
Maybe.
But I'm definitely flirting with Clint Salisbury all the time. Always visiting his office.
right. But
we go on golfing. We go on golf dates.
yeah, we hang out.
We
a
hang
lot.
out. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
everyone reads into it.
Yes, they totally read into it.
to set the first scene?
Yeah, so I roll all of them?
Nope. All you do is you say whether you want us to set the scene for you or whether you want to resolve, or whether you want to set the scene and let us resolve for you.
So you're basically going to choose, do you want to run a scene between our two characters or your and John's characters? And then you decide, do I want a place where this scene is set? Do I want to set the scene up? Like, here's where we are. Here's what we're talking about. And if you do that, then I get to decide which one of you is winning or losing the scene.
Okay.
The other option is to say, you guys set this scene. You tell me where it is and what we're doing. And then you get to decide whether or not you are getting what you want out of this scene or not. And remember, for this first round, we bounce the die, whether it's a positive or negative result for you,
To someone else.
So even if you win the scene or lose the scene, you'd be bouncing that die.
Okay.
Can I defer and maybe one of you guys get it started?
I will start then, I guess.
All right.
And I will start the scene with you, Clint Salisbury. You and I are meeting in your office. Our camera is establishing us at the Action 6 News team headquarters, obviously. It's lit up, but it is late at night. I'm feeling like we're like somewhere in Florida or somewhere in San Diego, honestly. I know that that's cliche, maybe. So I'm feeling there's a lot of crickets. It's sort of a warm night. Maybe the palmetto bugs are out. Who knows? Yeah, it's sort of like humid and just sort of depressing. As we sort of track in with our camera and we push in on one lit window, we see that window is lit by a really old school lamp that has a dusty old shade on it. You can tell that it's from another era. Not an antique per se, but just something that hasn't been updated contemporarily. We find ourselves in the office of Clint Salisbury, obviously, as we push in, and Clint's sitting behind his huge desk. I don't know what he's doing there. I'm sure we'll find out soon. But someone's meeting with him, and it's late at night, and this seems to have the ring of a clandestine meeting about it. And wouldn't you know it, the curl is there, Carly. She's in a velour tracksuit, and she has sunglasses on, even though it's nighttime. She has them pushed up on her forehead at this point. And she's looking very worriedly at Clint. And she is saying, I just found out that someone has signed a contract with Channel 11. Have you heard anything about this?
Look, I can't tell you how many times I've heard rumors of contracts to here, contracts to there. Nobody leaves Channel 6 unless they're leaving the news.
This is really real. I have it on good authority that the ink is drying on a contract. Are you leaving?
Look, if I left, you would be one of the first to know.
I don't know who it is. I just found something, in the garbage. It was just... But I just wanted to let you know, if it was you, I support your move.
Oh, well, thanks for bringing this to my attention there, doll. Hey.
Well, you're welcome. Do you have any of that scotch left?
Yeah. And I get up, and I'm just wearing, like, pants and not pants, like boxers and sock garters.
Yeah.
So we've got, like, the blue work shirt with the tie, like, loose, and just, like, big old man socks and sock garters.
Don't you ever wear pants when you're in the office?
Nope, not even when I'm at the desk. That's why I insist on a comfortable chair.
When I first, got this job, I heard that you did that. I heard it let you react to things more organically.
Yes. It lets them breathe.
Well, I need to get home to find out what... I just need rest. It's been a long day. And
I thought you needed a drink. Come here. And he pours, like, a nice double tall highball for both of us.
Oh, this is just going to ruin my diet. Well, all right.
Full body workout includes the liver there, Curly.
She cheers Salisbury and takes a long drink. And
he just finishes his and starts pouring another. Just downs the whole run. And what's this I hear about Bible camp? Is there some story about Bible camp that came down the pipes?
Well, I mean, you know that the fitness that they have out at Jesus overarching camp is amazing. Just the program they've instituted there, it's just, by and large, I haven't seen anything like it. I honestly have been getting ready to do a segment on it, on Kicking It with Curly, for next week.
All right, well, just keep it off the news desk, all right? I don't want to touch any of that.
All right. Well, I'm not asking you to do any, pieces on it. But I'll tell you what. I'll make sure that it's that I'm not pushing anything.
Hey, where'd you find out about this contract again?
I mean, I just saw a piece of paper in the trash that was it looked like there was a printer error, and it had only half printed. So I didn't see any names or anything, but, it seemed pretty clear.
So Salisbury clenches his jaw and looks off in thought as he pours himself another highball glass full of scotch.
The end of the scene is the janitor pushing the broom down the hallway as they look into like the lit room and say, "Oh, they're at it again. Those two late night meetings."
So would we let Brian or who?
Brian would choose whether or not I was getting what I wanted out of that scene. So
would you have a positive? So yeah, Brian, you can dole out a positive or negative die, and then Ken will sort of interpret how that.
I would say
out.
I was attempting to find out who is leaving Action 6 News. That's what I wanted out of the scene, but I don't. I mean, it's up to
you. You don't have to worry. You don't
need
to worry about any of that.
Yeah.
Just the die.
Don't even worry about any of that. Just do you think that I got what I wanted out of the scene? Just in your estimation.
No.
Then I would get a negative die,
right.
Whatever color that die may be.
Okay.
I like to use red and green at my tables for stop and go. Some people use white and black. So now I have a negative die in my hand, right? But I'm going to just give it right to John because I want to fuck him.
Bounced it.
I want him. I want bad things for Clint Salisbury.
Right.
So
in my heart.
So then it's good to. So you've had a negative outcome for your character in that scene. So what does that play? How does that play?
The negative outcome for my character is not only did I not find out who might be leaving the Action 6 News team, I was given basically a direct order by the head cheese reporter saying, don't put any of this Jesus stuff on the air. So that for me is a negative because my character is very much wanting to put this physical regimen that this local Bible camp has instituted on the air.
So I'll set my scene, and I'll let you guys figure out how it goes down, and I'll do this one between me and Brian.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that setup, and this is the morning before
our meeting.
This
so
is
it's
the morning
before our meeting. Yeah. So we're flashing back.
Yeah, this is a flashback where I drive up into my spot in the parking lot, like pull in. My car is just a little bit bigger than yours, but a little bit older. And I stop right there just as you're like getting out. I almost hit you as you come out of your door, and you pull your door closed just in time. And I hop out and go, Brock, stay on your toes. How you doing this morning?
Doing all right. You better watch it, old man.
You'll never catch me. So, here's the thing. There's something going around.
And that is?
You got wandering eyes there, Brock?
Wandering eyes? I mean, who cannot look at all this booty?
Don't fuck with me, Brock. Are you looking elsewhere? Are you trying to get out of Channel 6?
No. I mean, I'm looking to succeed here. I've been here a long time, and now I'm finally getting the light shown on me, and I want to work with you for however long you want to.
I mean, I'll be straight with you. You're hitting your peak. You know, you'll never be this. You'll never be a Clint Salisbury.
Well, with a name like Clint Salisbury and a name like Brock Stone, we'll see what the viewers want.
Salisbury and Stone tonight at 6.
All right. Well, look, I need you to tell me if you were going or not.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you've been like a mentor to me, and I'm thankful for everything that you've given to me. And to be honest, I want your job eventually, but I respect you. I respect you a lot. So I'll be upfront with you. I did not, and I am not looking for another job.
So my attention has wandered as you were talking about this. There's a flyer leaflet for Jesus Overarching Camp under my windshield wiper. And I was like, oh, how the hell did it get here? And I take it and I wad it up in a ball and throw it into the parking lot.
And I was like, what was that, my friend?
It's nothing. It's nothing worth talking about.
Well, I mean, what do you think about God?
I think people don't take him seriously enough. I think there's a real danger out there.
Well, my friend, if you ever wanted to talk, I'm always here.
All right. And then that'll be the close of scene for me. What would it be a positive or negative outcome for my character in that scene?
I feel like Clint Salisbury and Brock Stone's meeting went very much in Clint Salisbury's way. He got Brock to admit that he was not looking for another job. Whether or not Brock was lying about that or not, who knows? But at least he got him to admit that he was not. So right. I think he got what he wanted.
So I'll take a white die. And so what this means is Clint walks up to his office. He doesn't hold the door for you as he goes into the Channel 6 thing. And he's just smiling. He smacks one of the secretaries on the ass and keeps on walking in to his office.
I was like, Clint, my man. Show a little respect.
The door shuts.
Wait, you bounce that die. You're giving it to yourself.
I will give it to. I'll give it to Curly.
Oh yeah, what's the good stuff for Curly?
The
Curl.
All right. So yeah, and I shut my door on you halfway through your talk.
This guy.
So Brock, you're up.
All right. News is on in an hour, and I'm trying to get some paperwork done. And I'm at my computer typing away, trying to figure out some things, getting a little frustrated. A janitor comes by and he looks in and greets me and say, "Hey man, what you working on?" Nothing. I'm just just trying to pay some bills over here, And then he sets things to print and goes to the printer, and it's a printer error. He's like, "What the fuck? Come on! Every single day, this thing is always crapping out on me." And then he just then he gets interrupted by an intern, and it's like, "Hey, how are you doing today, Brock?" Good. And then he gets back, and he's a little bit frustrated, so he just throws that piece of paper away, not knowing someone might see it sometime. After he's done printing, he's walking back to his office, and he runs into the Curl.
The Curl, of course. This is before our late night meeting, but after your morning meeting. Mm-hmm. And so she runs into you, and she's just finished taping. So she's in like her full like exercise gear, and she is looking kicking hot, like midriff exposed, lots of leg warmers and headbands, and wrist sweat bands. Her curly hair is very voluminous as she's sort of like bouncing down the hallway, and she sort of runs into you as you're coming back from the printer. And she's hey Brock,
hey Curl, how's it going? Whoa, woo!
Feeling good. Had a great show.
Oh man, you're pretty sweaty there.
Well,
you better watch yourself around this office. You have some heathens.
Well, there's no one around here that I can't handle. I'll say that much. And she sort of puts up her fists like in a sort of a mock boxing sort of stance. And she says, "Are we still on for the gym tomorrow morning? I'll see you then."
Yeah.
Twirling her own curly hair.
I'll see you tomorrow, and
Bright and early, right? Leg day.
I'll do my best. I'm trying to get back into the health regimen. And trying to get fit, trying to get good, and trying to stay active. I gotta beat this old man here.
You're damn right you do. We gotta get him out of here. You are the future, my friend.
Yeah, he's old school.
Once you are able to make Anchor, you'll be able to feature the fitness and health pieces that we've been talking about, that this town needs, that this state needs, that this country needs so badly. That with childhood obesity and just people have lost their way morally. I just really think so.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we could change things around here, between you and I. What our friend said on Sunday is, we want to make a good and righteous world, and I believe that we could be a vessel for that.
Yeah, well, I'm all for that. I just I'll keep a good ear on our friend Salisbury to make sure if anything goes down, we'll know about it way beforehand. Yeah, right. What did Brock Stone want out of that scene exactly?
I have this need to make a difference, and I think it's us and that, us versus them sort of thing. So I'm working off of these two. So I'm hinting at either, I don't know, maybe printing that flyer or moving to another channel. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think that you're choosing.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, I'll choose.
You're choosing.
Sure.
But
John, you are.
I'll see. Let's see what happens with a positive outcome. What does that mean?
I agree. I think it is. I think it did go the way you wanted it to. Personally.
So what does that mean?
I don't know.
What is the positive outcome to that scene?
So obviously in the scene,
trying to take over this channel, pretty much. I mean, that's the goal, and keeping people underneath my thumb and controlling people.
Could the positive also possibly be the scene where Curly finds the printed out thing, right? And she even sees your name on it, and then she whites that out.
Yeah, or destroys it in some
Yeah,
way.
or destroys it in some way.
Yeah, that could work.
All right, so she saves your bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A little bit.
but then tells or Clint later that someone at the company, that someone is doing this.
So now, Brock, you can bounce that die to someone else. To either me or Curly. Curl.
I like Curly. I like Curly. Let's just go with that. Curly's great.
I'm going to bounce this to
Good old
Clint.
All right.
Try to get him on my good side.
All right. So back to you, Carly the Curly.
Right. I'm going to resolve my scene with Brock Stone. Yeah, I'll set the scene, and then you tell me how it
choose
goes.
the resolution. Sure.
Okay, so Brock Stone, this is... The camera pans in on us at the gym that next morning. And we are totally on the treadmills next to each other, running. We're in our flashy, really expensive workout clothes. We are definitely looking fabulous. My hair is definitely bouncing. I have it sort of in this like top knot ponytail where it's almost like an explosion of curls out the top. And I've really tried to pull it really tight around the rest of my head. And so I'm bouncing, and I look over at you, and I say, I think I know a way that we can get Clint fired.
And you can see him on the TV as the morning news.
Yeah.
And there's Clint Salisbury
Clint Salisbury
talking about a squirrel reunion of this like mother and her baby squirrels. This morning news story.
Yep.
Oh, man, the old tired news with the old tired anchor. Look at him. Look at the bags under his eyes.
I'm falling asleep from here.
Yeah, no makeup can cover up that.
Yeah, no makeup can cover up disillusionment and the broken soul of one who's just been eaten up and spit out by life.
Looks like a powdered raisin, I'd say, or something. Who is this guy?
He's the past, Brock. He's the past.
Well, then how are we going to take him over? He has a lot of friends on that network, and it's either we play by their rules.
Don't you worry, my friend. You know everyone thinks I'm a gossip. So I've started to spread around that someone might be leaving Channel 6.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
And if people think that Clint is leaving, who are they going to look to lean on?
Ooh. We could play with that.
Jog.
All right. I think you have a good idea there, Curl.
All right. Well, we somehow got to pin it on him then.
How would you go about that? Would you... Wait, sure.
Well, I think the best way to do it would be to report a story on it.
That's going too far. I'm not sure. You think we should leave some breadcrumbs too?
Maybe. Well, let's think about it a bit more.
All right.
Let's let this keep. We'll let the good times keep rolling.
Because that's the fun thing, listeners, is that the good times inevitably stop rolling because you just don't have any more positive die to hand out. So if you hand out all the positive die in the first act, the first round of play, then everything just goes wrong the second act. You can't force a positive result. You'll always get a negative result. Because that's the only die you can get handed. So thankfully, I've been handed a positive die, I guess, and I'm going to hand it right over to Brock Stone. I think things are going to be going.
What does the positive die mean for the scene?
What it means for the scene positively? Brock is doctoring the contract he has signed and putting Clint Salisbury's name on it instead.
And I'll set my next scene. Right, that's my turn now.
Yeah.
So in the studio, against this, in the monitor behind him, you see like Mama Squirrel and Baby Squirrel running around a tree, and Clint Salisbury go, "Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that wonderful? Seeing a mother reunited with her children. Squirrels are great."
The beauty of nature.
In other news, 700 people were protesting outside the Jesus Camp Overarching Ranch because of alleged abuses against the children there. We go to the weather. So he takes off his lav and gets up out of the thing. He's just wearing his button up. He takes his jacket off, hangs it on the back of the chair at the desk, stretches. His assistant brings him a coffee. So he's drinking that. He pours a little whiskey in that from a flask underneath the desk. And he's just wearing his button shirt, no pants, just garter socks and his shiny shoes as he walks towards his office. And he looks over, he sees you two on the treadmill. You just hopped off, Brock, and are washing your face. And the curl, you're always going. You just hop off and you start like running. You're running out of the office.
Yeah, I'm doing like a backward sort of jog.
And as we get into we're kind of like now both getting towards the lobby, like me on my way to my office, you on the way to who knows where, maybe the parking lot. And a guy runs in with a sign that says like the end is nigh, fireball on it. And he's like, "Clint Salisbury, how dare you spread false rumors about Jesus Overarching Camp? How dare you?" And I just like, "Hey, sweet cheeks, just call security."
So I'm bouncing down, and I sort of, this guy comes in, and I'm like, "Oh my God, protesters!"
And I think that's scene, and you can let you guys figure out where it goes from here, whether it's positive or negative.
Okay. Well, you get to figure it out, Brian, because it was a scene between us, really.
Okay. I might go with a negative.
Yeah, it goes poorly for you. You're not getting what you want out of this.
All right. So, security comes to get this guy, and Clint is trying to get to his office, but they're huffing over, not a quick response time, and this guy gets up in his face and pushes him against the wall, like getting pretty like violent, and Salisbury just socks the guy, just hits him, and sends him sprawling out in the middle of the lobby.
Yep.
And just yells like spittle coming out. "Don't you fucking come near me again. I'll destroy everything you stand for." And then shuts his office door.
Okay.
And I'll bounce this to Brock.
Ooh, Brock Stone.
All right. So do you want to establish a scene for me?
Your call?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
You know, to set the scene?
Okay.
I have a quick idea. So
Yeah.
you've like come out of the gym, the office gym.
Yes.
All right.
Right? With Curly kind of standing by the door. So this will be a scene more between you two.
Yep.
And
This is right before the incident with the punching.
yeah, like you just see me lay this guy out.
Right.
Right? And you don't know the context at all. Everyone's kind of in shock. The door slams, and you go over to this guy on the floor.
All right.
Okay, so we go over to the guy on the floor, so you're playing the guy.
Okay, so I'll play the guy. So he's like,
Are you all right?
I think
What?
he broke my jaw.
Why? Why did he do that?
He's has it out for us. I don't know why. He just has it out for us.
What are you doing here?
I came to warn him. I'm trying to, I want to save his immortal soul.
Well, let's. We should get him some ice or something.
You're
He
barking
can't
up,
spread
you're
these
barking
lies.
up the wrong tree, my friend. I'm sorry to say, but I mean, hey, I agree with you, but some people just aren't going to listen. Yeah, let's get some ice.
So security has like hefted him up at this point, and as you guys are getting the ice, just starting to take him outside.
And then I forget about the ice. I'm like, I stop. I just sort of turn.
You guys
to
kind
and I
of
say,
follow him out.
This is great. This is great. Yeah. Clint punched someone in the face.
Yeah. All right. Let's
A protester.
Let's use this to our advantage. All right. So, I mean, wait. So, is there any security footage here that
There
we can
has
use?
to be. There has to be. Oh, we'll have to leak it.
Yeah, but we don't do it through our network. I mean, we have to do it through something else. But
Channel.
And you guys notice like a crew van pulls up who had been like covering a story. So there's a crew van with some guys with cameras coming up towards the front of the building
Yeah.
as you guys stand outside with this guy who is being escorted out by the security.
Curly totally elbows Brock and says, "Interview him. Interview him."
okay, yeah, that's all right. Let's get them to interview him and then bring the spotlight on to Clint. So the spotlight is now on Clint, and let's work this for a positive, only for it to become what we want it to be.
All right. So I think that's a good scene end. So
Yeah.
Brian, you can decide how this is going to play out, positive or negative for your guys for this scene.
I think this could work for a positive for us.
All right. So yeah.
So you get that positive die, but you bounce that to one of us now. But
Yeah.
you also tell us how this
Yeah. What does that
What
mean?
does the
What does that
positive
mean for
die
the interview?
mean.
Right. So they interview this guy, and this guy.
Yeah. Let's play out the interview.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna be the interview.
I'll be the interviewee. You be
Okay.
Brock Stone, Channel 6.
All right, Brock Stone here, and we had a pretty chaotic day here at the station. I don't usually report here, satellite, but there was a guy that came in here today, yelling and hollering, and our own Clint Salisbury, and the great guy that he is, helped us from any chaos that he might have ensued. But I want to see this guy's thoughts and see and hear back from him, and I'll let you, the viewer, make your own opinion.
Yeah, I was approaching Mr. Salisbury to just tell him to stop spreading lies about our religious compound out there, our religious group, Jesus Overarching Camp. We really just want to spread the good word, and we want to get it out there that there is a good path that you can take. Really save the people of this area, and furthermore the world. And we think that people like Clint Salisbury are standing in the way of that.
Curly writes real quickly on a piece of paper and holds it up off camera towards Brock, and on it says, "Ask about the abuses."
Okay, so about these abuses, there's been a lot of headlines for these recently, but you guys have been pretty secluded out there at the ranch. And can you elaborate a little bit more so you can assure people that this is these things are not true, these accusations against you?
This is a federal smear job. We're just an upstanding religious community trying to do right by the world. People like Clint Salisbury. I can't understand why someone, it's like he's doing the devil's work.
Clint Salisbury is the devil.
Yeah, is that a good...
That's one of his buddies in the background who's like yelling.
Clint Salisbury is the devil. He is the Satan.
The great Satan.
All right. So now we've actually played out the 6 scenes.
You bounce that
die to whomever.
I'm about to say.
All right. So now the loadout is right now. Brian and I both have 1 white, 1 black die.
Right.
Ken's got 2 white die, and our pool is down to 6 die, which 4 are black, 2 are white. Yep. And so now we enter the tilt. Hey guys, so we're gonna pause the game right here and continue next week with Fiasco, the Channel 6 News.
Oh, I can't wait to see what happens with everybody. Will the Curl make it? Will Brock Stone make it out? And what about Salisbury?
Yeah, how much success is Chuck gonna make?
Up?
What's at stake?
Or is he gonna shut up?
I was one of your players this week, John Holt. With me was
Ken Breeze.
And
I was Brian Jones.
All right. To learn more about the players and the engine in the story for this week and the next, visit boardghost.com. You can follow us on Twitter. Try to reach out to us for suggestions and your comments at BoardGhostWorld. I want to take a second to thank Pat Couples for our awesome theme song and interlude music. You can find more about Pat on his website, patcouples.tumblr.com, and you can find his band on hotelsandhighways.com. Leave reviews and comments on iTunes and share it with the world. Let people know that you like the show and if you like the show. And the more people who listen, the more encouragement we'll have to keep making more.
If living is a highway, then heaven is a bus stop. Been waiting for a minute there. Or has it been forever? 'Cause dying don't agree with